What's going on, everybody? It's 4:26 in the morning. You already know who it is. It's the dude, Intergalactic Brew. I was just sitting here thinking, man, why is it, in sports these days that everybody seems to have a knack for agreeing with each other? Why does everybody have to be biased nowadays? That just really aches my mind to really come to that notion that, some of these analysts, or most of these analysts, I should say, they just can't seem to speak up for themselves. And it really bothers me. Like, it burns me up to the highest degree that these guys that have played any sport, I'm not talking about just football in general, I'm talking about any sport. It just bothers me that these guys that have played these sports before, and that knows what each team is like, but still they find themselves agreeing with other people, knowing doggone well that they don't have the same opinion as the other analysts do. I just don't understand. I mean, what is it, analysts? What is it? I mean, is it for y'all to look good so you can make people think that you're a genius, which half of you are not, or at least think you are? Or is it because of the money? Because you feel like, oh, well, if I agree with everybody else, then, if I'm right, then that means my pay will go up. No, it's an opinion. It's basically your thoughts, your choice. You don't have to decide, to pick one team just because the others pick them, or you feel like, you're doing something wrong, or you feel like you're going to get insulted because you pick a certain team to win a game. I just don't understand. And then, other times I watch and I see that, these analysts, they come up here and they try to judge and criticize certain teams. Just don't give the other teams a chance. And I mean, sure, they have the right to do that, because most of them are seasoned veterans. Some of them are retired. Some of them have won Super Bowls. Others have just been superstars. So they do have the right to do that. But sometimes they abuse it. And that's the part that I don't like. Just like, I know the Falcons, for example. This is just prime example. I know the Falcons, they might not have dominating wins 102% of the time, but this season they've had a good year. They won 13 games, they won their division, and they've beaten some really good teams. I mean, sure, they might not have been blowouts, but in the end they won. In the record books, it was a W, and it said winner next to their name. But no, that's not good enough for y'all. They have to blow somebody out. They have to dominate somebody in order to get y'all respect. Since when did blowouts and dominating games, earn the respect of the experts? I understand half of the analysts, or most of the analysts, I should say, out there are the athletes, and they've been through this process before, and they know what it's like. But then again, half of these analysts haven't even put on a chin strap or jersey or swung a baseball bat or anything like that. And they have the nerve to come up here and sit up here and say, "Oh, well, this team is not as good as people think they are," and all this other stuff. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Skip Bayless. This guy comes up here and he just rants on teams, saying that that they're not good as they think they are, and all this other stuff, and just always has something bad to say about somebody, just sour, just because his teams didn't live up to his expectations. That's not that's not the other team's fault. That's their fault. But like I'm saying, man, you analysts need to start lightening up a little bit and start giving fair and more balanced opinions in your analysis, because it seems like whenever I turn on the TV and I turn on to either Sports Center or First Take or Outside the Lines or Around the Horn or whatever sports show is on, it almost seems like everybody is one-sided. And when you're an analyst, or when you're somebody in a position of giving an opinion or thought on a certain thing or event, it is supposed to be split straight down the middle, 50-50, no less. But no, everybody wants to agree with everybody. Everybody wants to be yes men. There's really nobody out there anymore. It's not really that one analyst out there anymore that just really gives, his bold, fair, honest opinion. It doesn't. It's not any of them out there anymore. There may be few, but it's not many though. Everybody's just one-sided. Everybody, gives the team with the momentum, or the team who's won the championship that year, or the team who's got on a hot streak, or whatever you want to call it. Those are the teams that get the favoritism. But the teams, or even the teams that blow people out, but the teams that win games, play 60 minutes of, or 48 minutes of whatever the sport is, and they win the game, they're the ones that get underlooked. If that's even a word, underlooked, but you know what I mean. They get discredited for it, and I just don't understand that. I just don't understand. And then when the team that they gave all of this high praise and all of this build up to, when they finally lose and it comes back and it rubs all in their face, then they want to change their opinion. All I'm saying is just be fair, man. I'm just asking any analyst that covers any sport out there just to be fair. Because, you leave a lot of people at home upset, and, half of the time, a lot of them, don't know what to think. And y'all are really, setting a real bad example for sports fans. Because it's everybody's trying to be a follower, but nobody's trying to be a leader. At least that's what I see. Now, y'all out there, y'all send me a comment and tell me what y'all think. Y'all tell me what y'all think about these analysts on ESPN and all these other sports networks today, and how they analyze certain games. And you tell me if all of them are trying to be yes men, and all the opinions are one-sided instead of it being divided. Y'all tell me, because right now I'm just talking. I'm just rapping with y'all right now. Y'all tell me, because it's really getting on my nerves. Sometimes when I look at First Take and everything, it's almost like I don't even want to listen to the topics, because I know everybody's gonna say the same thing. Same thing. Or either somebody's gonna say something really, really negative about a certain team or a certain person and stuff, and they never lived a day in that person's life, or they don't know. I should say not lived a day in that person's life. I should say they don't know what it's like to get out there and do what that athlete does. That's what I meant to say. So they have, who are they to discredit somebody or say somebody that's not as good as they think they are? All of these analysts, they just sit up here, and they just run their mouth and get paid for it. That's all they do. I mean, sure, it takes knowledge, but, not everybody can be an athlete. And really, not everybody can be an analyst. But, I'd say if you wanted to compare the two, I bet you, more people would be capable of being a sports analyst than being an athlete. I'll tell you that much. But, I mean, I understand that they know what they're talking about. They've had experience. They know the sport. They've watched it. They've researched it. They've been all over it. But I just still think it's a little bit over the top when they say somebody is not as good as they think they are. Especially if the sports fan knows it's a good team. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they know if it's a good team, and especially if they know that that team is more than capable of, making a run towards a championship or a championship caliber team, or even if they just have potential, whatever the case may be. But all I'm saying to the analysts is, y'all need to start being a little bit more fair, and y'all need to stop sucking up to wherever y'all sucking up to just to get more money on your paycheck, and you need to start calling stuff straight down the middle. That's why nobody watches ESPN like that, because everybody's a follower, everybody's a yes man. Everybody's in agreement with what everybody else is saying. Like, nobody is, wants to be different. Nobody wants to stand out. Nobody wants to have a true, honest opinion. Why? Because they're afraid of being wrong. That I don't understand. People get stuff wrong every single day. Matter of fact, every hour of the day people get stuff wrong. So what's that to you? Getting something wrong. I just don't understand. But, I mean, whatever. I guarantee you, man, if I worked for ESPN as an analyst, a lot of them folks wouldn't like me, because I would get up there and I would tell folks a lot about themselves. They would not like me at all. The fans would appreciate me, because I would be speaking up for the fans. But, as far as the analysts and all that stuff, like, some of y'all on there, man, y'all are like straight bogus. A lot of y'all are bogus, man. And a lot of y'all are just doing it just so it can make y'all look good, and all this other stuff. So anyway, whatever. But the bottom line is, and before I close this out, is that y'all need to be fair. Stop following whoever you following. Be yourself. Be a leader, and give your own honest opinion, not the opinion of somebody else's. I'm just saying. So I hope you gain something from this. Everybody out there who's watching this video, send me a comment. Let me hear your thoughts about it. God bless. Deuce.